Dom's dancing again. Martin's swearing again. It's a great start.
I just stuck sandbags to me.
I nearly burped.
Professionalism 101 all the way. What more can you expect on a Monday night at 8 o'clock? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Plastic Crack Podcast. Are we in the right places?
No, fuck no.
Well, I'm at home, which is where we normally do it.
I'm in the boot room.
No, I'm in on the screen.
I'm in IKEA lounge.
Obviously.
We're confusing everybody by being indifferent. I'm not the fiddler. Let's just get that one. Let's get that one out there straight away.
That needs to change.
I'm not having that word connected to me. Anyway, let's start again. Hello, it's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock, and welcome to the Plastic Crack Podcast, episode 22, series 3. And tonight, as it said in the description, we will truly be putting the plastic in Plastic Crack Podcast because we're going to be talking about kit bashing.
Excellent. I'm glad we can talk about that.
And why it's the best part of the hobby, bar none. Dom can shrug his shoulders.
It sounded this is sounding a lot like my 28 mil is dead sort of scenario.
I'm feeling a bit redundant tonight.
No. That's one thing we're going to be talking about. People who don't kit bash, people who love the joy of the one.
You're going to out us, those who don't.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, we're going to. No. Some people do like the one-piece metal miniature, and then there's me who likes cutting up Perry miniatures. So, swings and roundabouts and all that. Big thank you to everyone that's watching on the catch-up as usual. Yay, 3 minutes past 8, and we're done. There we go. Gosh. So let's have a quick scoot through the chat and see who's in here. I think the first person was John Clarkey, and it was I think it was a couple of hours after I set up the stream. So John, well done, mate. You were first. I didn't take a screenshot because I'm massively lazy like that. So you'll have to take my word for it that it was actually John who was first.
Don't believe you. Prove it.
Picture it didn't happen. That's a bit like Dom drinking Carling.
That literally made me piss myself when I saw that.
It made Dom piss himself as well. It's Carling.
Have you got that picture?
Oh no, it's not a picture. It's a video.
It's a video.
It's a video.
Yeah, it's a video.
Cracking start here from David. He's brought his laptop with him on holiday to watch his favourite podcast tonight.
Where are you,
David?
Where are you, David? Dedication.
Say somewhere like Azerbaijan, because then we can put that on the tick list.
Oh, good idea. Oh, there was a new one the other day. I forgot to put it on. There was China.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot to put it on.
So we've got David, we've got Steve Harper, P. Neil, Pat's here, John City, evening over from Drizzly, New Mexico. Drizzly.
Ooh, Drizzly.
Hello.
John, I think we stole your weather, mate, because it's been glorious here. Even up north, it's been sunny. North.
Even up north, like
even up
when they drink Thai food. That's the true
tea.
That's the true tea of Yorkshire.
Don't upset him. We brought that up in our little interview, and
yeah,
I know you did. Why do you think I'm mentioning it?
Yeah.
He's still got some rage, I think.
Yes,
Thai food, the true tea of Yorkshire. I want to see his comment.
It does make him. It sends him into a very dark place. Thai food. I didn't ask him about Tetley. I didn't have the courage to ask him about that. Lionheart, Paul's Paint Shed. Now, Paul is the latest person to fall to this new Horus Heresy box. Everyone's buying it. Everyone.
No,
I've been a good boy. I've been a good boy,
and I don't even. I mean, I like 30k, but I got it. The miniatures are. I'm not going to talk about it. Paul, you're a bad man, right? Enemy in Sight, Andrew JF, Louis Baby. Paul Crouch, Jim Freedy from Ohio, Carl Burt. It's been a few weeks since I was watching live. Welcome, Carl. Glad to see you back.
Welcome.
Matt is. Oh, where's that gone? Matt's looking forward to bashing his kit. You massive deviant. Epic Joey, another one. Been a while since you watched one of these. Hello, Joey. Jonas Mortsex here. Leslie, bonsoir all. A fine, lovely evening here in Normandy. Another one. So Don, he's bought the Horus Heresy box.
Leslie.
Here's a question: why are people?
Leslie? No, Don. Sorry, Ken. What are you saying?
I said, why are people buying it? Is it a FOMO incident? Are we going FOMO?
No, I think it's because it's a callback to older 40, like the older style
Yes.
40k models.
It's got Beacon Marines in it.
Can I say I was sadly disappointed by Don. I thought he was a better man than that. To see that he'd fallen down that hole, Don, mate.
It was like when you saw Sean playing turn at 28 at Crap.
I know my illusions have been shattered this year.
Infinite disappointment. We got Lazy Pirate Painting, Red Steph, Mark Forsyth. How quickly Monday comes around again. It absolutely does, Mark. It really does.
We feel that way as well.
Well, we definitely feel that way. We've got Phil Hyman. Oh, he's here. He's here.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Ken.
Ken, you're obviously joined a bit late. You're going to enjoy
if anyone would like to hear a premiere 2 hours of me and Steve babbling, so much babble that he's had to put it into 2 parts.
I know.
Because it's 4 hours of babble.
We broke everything.
Oh, it's quite good actually because I listened to the Friday's one that got released on the way to and from Farnborough on Friday, so that was pretty handy. And then I'll do the same this week.
Yeah. We didn't. I thought we were quite tame. I don't think we. I'm trying to remember what he said. Actually, to be honest,
I don't know. You ripped in the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, but that was going to happen. I just got to remind myself what you said about us in the thing.
Yeah.
So who else? We got Carazette, Ala's here, Grana Priego, hello Anthony, Gary Phillips, friends of General Haig, Steve. Evening all, warning to all, if listening to Yorkshire's latest offering, don't listen on public transport as you get weird looks when laughing out loud. That sounds like his personal experience.
That sounds like someone was laughing at serial killer top trumps, weren't they? Because Steve,
Can I just point out they're not official Top Trumps? I'm terrified of getting a lawsuit from Top Trumps.
That'd be amazing.
They're not official. It's a dodgy pack that I picked up from Germany off Amazon. It's what I do. It's my other hobby, picking up weird shit from Amazon. Mobile and Hostile, painting 28mm Grand Duchy of Warsaw tonight. That's a new one on me. Dom, do you know who that is?
No,
the Grand Duchy of Warsaw.
Oh, I know the Grand Duchy of Warsaw, yeah, but not personally, obviously. But yeah, I do. Yeah, they were the successor state to the Vitular Legion. Polish, obviously.
It was just, do you know what? It was on the tip of my tongue. It really was.
Yeah. I knew you already.
We got Shakers and Sprues. Hey up, folks. Bob Roberts from sunny Somerset. Felix's Figures here. Hello, Felix. Yeah, James, he's heard the Reap Big podcast had a cracking episode. We'll be catching it up on this week. Yeah. Part 1.
There was a better one a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I heard there was 2 dicks on there this week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wasn't there 3 of us on there, though?
We've got the other one was too.
We've got old school FRP, Andy Shaw and Nathan McGowan. Oh yes, somebody did mention it's all been sorted now. We are in the right place. Bad Beagle from Washington DC. Miller's here. Good evening, all. Gary Clark, greetings from Sheffield, East Norfolk, Marky Sparky, Modelling for Advantage. Hello, chaps. Oh, David's in Devon.
Let's get monster.
We can't fill in doubt with Devon.
Don't tell him he's don't tell someone they're from Somerset and they're in Devon. Jesus Christ, I'm doing that.
Dan's here from Los Angeles. Hello, Dan. Basement 1908. Hello, Steve from Kentucky. J Max Armies of Middle Earth. Whoop.
Hey.
Prismo. Who else is here? Gunny Highway. Hello from lower northern Michigan. We've got a lot of our colonial cousins in tonight. We really have.
I was about to say. Yeah, that's we're definitely.
It's a holiday, isn't it? Is it a holiday there in America today? I think it might be.
What time is it? Oh, no, I mean, I know America's a big place, and the time changes across America. I don't know what.
Benjamin's here. Poor Crouch. Here's a question for Ken. Was Ken kitbashed?
Possibly, out of many different parts. Apparently, to my dad, I'm the butcher's son. Apparently, so yes.
Here we go. So Michael Let's put Horus Heresy is a great story. Absolutely agree with that. It's a good throwback to the original Rogue Trader, and it's a decent deal. Also, we bugged Don into doing it, so there we go. We've got someone to blame. It's Michael's fault that Don's got back into 30K.
Dear.
As we're quite early on, I'm still in the intros. A bit of hobby advice here from Shebish Schlen. Just wondering, what do you use to fill gaps in models? GW Liquid Green stuff just fails every time for me. What do you chaps use?
I use Vallejo plastic putty, and I've never had a problem with it. Which I don't know if it's just liquid green stuff, but white. I don't know. I've never had a problem with that, because you just brush that on and smooth it off with your finger and done. But I want to try out what Ken does, but I haven't had the bottle to do it yet.
What, sprue glue?
Yeah, I haven't had the bottle to do it yet. As in, literally, I haven't had a bottle.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant you didn't have the cojones or something.
No.
I actually use liquid green stuff, but I add water to it, if that makes any sense.
No, it doesn't.
It just makes it a bit more pliable. I don't know what it is, but that's what I use.
I've seen people use liquid green stuff and add water and then stipple it on things like cloaks and stuff like that to create like dirt or whatever. And then they release typhus corrosion, and I think people stopped. But
right.
Yeah.
I hope that helped. White Stag Miniatures. Andy Shaw, classic crack. Who's had a trouser malfunction? Shrink 7, Battle Knights, Robin's here. God, I'm losing it. Jeremy Brooks in Toronto. Battle Knights, Ian Wright. I'm losing it. I'm losing it at the bottom. Kevin Sturdy, and we're going to leave it at that because I've just lost the complete will to look.
It does. Oh, I thought you said the will. I thought you could say you lost it. When you're going through it, I swear that StreamYard just teases you and then just...
No, it did. It was jumping all over the place. It was, I don't know what it was doing. It was a bit mad like. So that's what we're at the end of the comments. Welcome everybody. So as I said, tonight's theme is kit bashing. We'll be discussing it at length and getting Dom's input onto it because
it's going to be a quick episode then.
So let's be all traditional and have a look at what we've been doing this week. So let's start with Ken, the fiddler. Ken, you're on mute, mate. We can't hear you. No, can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
There we go.
I thought it was going to be a bonus episode, shouldn't I?
Cheers, Dom. So obviously I'm a bit obsessed with my trains at the moment, which it's doing quite well with. I'm converting all my old rolling stock to... It's actually quite clever, actually, this. I will show you because there's a bit of engineering that's gone into it.
Ken, I've got a question.
Yeah.
What's rolling stock?
I'll show you now.
I know what that is. No.
Go on.
It's the stuff that moves on the tracks.
Yeah. Coaches.
Oh. What train?
Isn't it when you throw an cube down the road?
Or these little things, wagons. But yeah, basically what I've done this week is I've taken something I learned from the hobby, actually. So magnetizing. So I looked up because I really don't like the old style of couplings that these things had. They look really unrealistic, and I like realism, as you know.
Couplings are things that they're the things that
yeah. The trains together. Yeah, they make the train, so they're big ass things, and they just look unrealistic. They make it look like a model train, basically. So I took those apart, and then I started putting magnets. They're called Hunt couplings. So they couple. Look, I'll show you now. So I can just couple two trains together at any point like that with magnets, and that's how they go together. Cool. Instead of having, Martin, you know about trains, don't you? You know those D-ring couplings are big bloody.
I do. They're painful, and they break all the time.
Yeah. I've been converting all those with 3D printed stuff. And yeah, I've been doing that, and I've done a little bit of painting. But at the moment, I'm painting up a Burrows and Badger's mole.
Yay!
So yeah, so that's been my hobby for this week.
Are you on strike tomorrow, Ken?
No, that's BT.
No, all the railway. And all the railways on tomorrow? I thought you wouldn't be doing any hobbying tomorrow.
No. I'm not on strike.
Support.
No.
Solidarity for your train wielding brothers.
Yeah. I was on a real train yesterday, but I think the thing that's got me with the trains, it's not even so much the trains, it's more I think it's the actual modeling side of things.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to doing all the terrain and stuff like that and making it really detailed. And I think it's going to help me, obviously, when I start to do some more wargaming terrain again. So yeah, I still class it as hobby because it is to me, because it's terrain. So
it's not work, so it's hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And to be fair, I do watch a handful of model railway YouTube channels for the
very good for
the modeling aspect of it.
Really they're very good for tips, and it's really annoying that something so basic sometimes that they can do that you don't even think about, and you think, freaking hell, why haven't I done that before? Then you go, that's so simple. It looks so good. There's a Luca Town. Have you seen him? You ever seen Luca Town? Right, you need to Google him, Steve, because you'll like him. He does a video every couple of months, right? He spends a couple of months making this video, and he does really high detailed scenery. I mean, really high detail. It's absolutely amazing. You should check it out.
So are you going to be when you do your actual layout?
Yeah.
Are you going to include like a town?
I'm going to base my I'm going to base my more 1970s to early 80s in the countryside. So like I'm just trying to think of a bit like where I live, really, Bishop's Waltham or Botley or something like that. It's semi-rural, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go for that side of thing because I've always liked that sort of. I've always preferred countryside scenes to built up towns. I'll have the very end where the station is, where before it goes into like a tunnel or something like that, or a bridge where it goes around the fiddle yard. I'll have that's where it will be its most urban. So yeah, I will have a bit of urbanicity in it, probably about 1/8 of the layout, but most of it I really can't wait to do like a countryside thing. I'm doing because I've got Welsh in me as well. I'm doing narrow gauge railway as well. Because when I grew up, I used to go to Festiniog and Port Maddock all the time because we're from North Wales, North Walian. Screw you, Southern Walians.
Ooh. Controversial.
No, I love South Wales as well. But yeah, but like I say, so it just reminds me of my childhood, really. So I'm gonna do that.
I'm genuinely looking forward to you getting actually started on the layout. Ken, I really am. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be interesting.
Like I said, I built all the actual. I'll have to put like a picture up because I built all the carpentry stuff for it now. So like the open frame stuff. I'll tell you what. If you ever want a 6x4 table built, just give me a shout. It's a piece of piss. I can't believe how easy it became because I worked out. I built 9 tables in the end, like out of wood. So it's pretty insane.
Sounds a bit sounds a bit interesting. Was it enjoyable?
Yeah, it was actually. It was quite good. I did enjoy it and it's definitely inspired me for when I go to do more like my own hobby. I thought building a hobby table like a board or something like that be a real ball ache, and you've always got to have it flat. Nah, I'm going to do an open table, an open frame technique. So I'll build the frame, and then I'll build like a cross pattern inside, and then I'll put like the foam to make it all undulating and stuff like that, and mold it all instead of it just being a flat surface. Try and make more bespoke boards or something like that.
Probably storage for those sort of things is a bit.
What I thought was if I did one a year, I played with it for a year, and then I could either sell it or give it away, something like that.
Oh, here we go.
And then build a new one. Yeah, but then I just build a new one. Then you play on that one for a year. You know, or donate it to a local club, but probably sell it.
Probably sell it.
Or donate it to the club.
Yeah, right.
You're going to sell it. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Going to restore it. That's the trouble with the club anymore.
No, that's a problem. But yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Weird thing about train stuff. So trains are so flipping expensive, so you say.
They are expensive.
No.
But the actual terrain and stuff
It's still
and the
same
bits
price
you
for
use
me.
is actually reasonably cheap, isn't it? You can get some
It
really
is, yeah.
good quality and quite reasonably priced sort of scenery stuff. And I wonder why.
Oh
that is.
yeah. It's just Hornby and Backman just trying to rip you a new arsehole, basically, like everywhere else. And it's not even a joke, because if you go to America and you want to do American style trains, the same components that they put in the trains over here, it's about half the price. So you just, for example, if you wanted to control your train remotely, like digital, a decoder here, sound one, will cost you about £120 in the state. Yeah, about 120 quid. And then but in the States you can get them ranging from $40 to say $60. So it's just ridiculous. We just get
seems
ripped
to be a
off.
very, I don't know, because I mean, when we went to that that train shop in Derby, I fair shat myself in there. The prices, it was it was quite an eye opener. It really was. It wasn't a hobby for me.
Some of them have put their price up 15%.
Wow.
As well. Hornby, I'm talking to you.
Hopefully they're not watching.
Hopefully they are the tight bastards.
Let's move away from some potential court case or suing. Dom.
No, hang on.
Everyone brace themselves. He's painted 4 armies.
No, only 2. No, I haven't painted any armies this time, actually. I have, but I have finished off even more of the Russians that I did before.
Hey, good stuff.
So, I cracked up. Well, you were just saying before we start the stream, how good are these Flames of War Battlefront miniatures? They are just awesome.
Lovely. I've spent my weekend painting them and building them and drooling over them. Well, not technically drooling.
Yeah, they'll probably get a bit damp if you do that.
They would do, but I've been building some of the British stuff over the weekend, and they're just lovely. They
and you
really
sit down and paint them, and suddenly before you know, you've done loads of the damn things, which is what I've found. So, so I cracked on. This is my Russian HQ, because they have to have a divisional HQ. I missed the edging. I need to redo the edging there. Never mind. But that's because you have to have one on the table, even though they don't actually play any part. But it's mainly to park your commands. This is
it's to put your dice on it, isn't it? Yeah,
it is really
your orders.
So that's that. That's some more mortars done.
Nice.
That is Flamer team and anti-tank rifles.
Lovely.
So what are you doing with your 12? What are you doing with your 12 mil stuff? You're just going to play with it?
Do you know what? I'm not entirely sure. I might actually do a year and sell it, because I think I'm going to stay with 15. Since everyone at the club seems to got 15, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. I was going to do two sides in the 12s, but I think now I might change and just get rid of them now. They're lovely figures, but these are so much fun, so quick to do. I'm just going to do a German army for this. Yeah. That's more rifle squads. More SMG squads. I told you they're easy to do. More command squads.
And plus you got stuff for Flames of War as well, haven't you?
Exactly. Well, I'm not going to play that, but I don't like the look of that. So that's what the Russian army now looks like.
Jesus wept.
Wow. It's getting a bit big, isn't it?
That's pretty much... I just realised I've just put them away tonight after taking some pictures of them, and I've realised they're now in 3 of those really useful A4 boxes, which was more than I was planning for, but there you go. And I realised actually I said it was finished, and there's a couple more coming. So
I picked up the old group rules last week, and I was going through the different lists for the different nations. Mm-hmm. I just think it's just a clever way of actually building that list. So you start off with your 3 companies. Yeah, I mean, with the British, I get 3 companies. I get the HQ, I get mortars and a forward observation, and then I've got your battalion and your divisional support as well. It's just such a clever way. You
just build those little bit of extras on each time, which is perfect.
It's just a clever game, but it doesn't do anything that's overly complicated. It's just
you roll dice, and pretty much everything is a 4 to get. Yeah, pretty much everything. So it's like there's no real thinking through the rules. It's like, well, what are we going to need? Well, it's going to be a 4 because it's always a 4, and that makes it a lot easier to play through. I mean, Jono and I have played a few games. I think it's like a lot of these lardy games that, even though it's partly lardy, you kind of, on the basic level, they're really simple, but there's a bit of nuance in there that if you play it a bit, you start to learn the bits and bobs to it. But it's still fundamentally a really simple game to play. So I really think that's a good game.
I remember when Alex was running his game at CrackCon, we was having a bit of a chinwag about it, and I said when I was watching the videos, I thought that the spotting dice mechanic for cover and how that affects your morale, it's just one of the most simplest concepts, and it works well, and it reflects that being spotted, keeping your head down, or being not being spotted, and it's just a great mechanic. I think it adds so much to it. But yeah, the combat is just simple. I think there's the dice at the start of the turn gives it that random element, like it does in Chain of Command. So you're not quite sure what you're going to get. So you could end up with a good handful of orders. You could end up with a hesitant company. There's loads of different things that can happen. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. I think it's a tremendous game. We've loved it. So yeah, I think I've gone down that rabbit hole completely. Thanks, Alex.
Well, speaking of which, so James from White Stag, he's part of our Northern Crackers group that we've unofficially set up. So Alex has offered to demonstrate a game of O Group 4 when he gets back from his holiday. So massive thank you to the most generous Alex there. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. And the way they paint up, I imagine I'm going to have like 4 armies by then. They paint up really quite well.
Yeah, they do. They are very quick to paint. I'll give you that. So I'm starting on the Germans now. So I've got before they arrived, I started on a couple of. Sorry,
can you do Finns? Can you do Finns?
Well, there aren't any army lists for them, but it'd be easy to work it out. I would have thought.
Yeah.
Simple.
I think with an afternoon of research. Because you start off with your basic battalion, so your basic 3 companies, and again, there's nuances between the different nations. But imagine if you did a couple of hours research, you could probably cobble one together really quite easily.
Yeah, you just add a couple of captured Russian kit in there and a bit of that and the other. Yeah, I'm sure you could do it very easily. I mean, I don't know what they do. I mean, they'd have to have some kind of, because there is sort of a little bit of national characteristic. There isn't a huge amount, but there's a little bit in there, which kind of. So you'd have to work something out for the Finns around their sort of ambushing ability or whatever it may be. But being
mobile,
easy. Combat patrols, I agree, Craig. They're really clever. And I like that element of them. So you only get, for each company commander, you get 3 combat patrols maximum in their area. But from those combat patrols, you can then deploy reinforcements. So it's important. It's a bit like, Chain of Command, where you have that weird spider web thing going on at the beginning.
Yes.
But this happens during the game. So you can be in it, fighting on the right flank, say, and then suddenly send out the combat patrols on the left flank, and suddenly bring in your replacement company over there, which switches the attack beautifully. It means the defender always has to be really careful about where they commit their troops. I think it's a good mechanic.
It's good as well. You can target the combat patrols. Yeah, because I mean it's meant to signify 2 or 3 blokes, working their way forward, finding safe jump off points for the rest of the company or the platoons to deploy to the battlefield. Again, with a throwback to Chain of Command with their patrol phase, works in a similar way, but it's in game, like you said, rather than at the start of the game. Again, just another really, really simple concept that brings that element of the unknown, of testing and probing. I like that idea that you test the various lines. No, it's really really good.
And of course, that allows you to do a bit of fakery. You can sort of send out combat patrols, make it look like you're going one way, and actually you're not. You're coming the other way. So it's I like that. It's kind of clever. So so I started on my Germans as well. I did put a poll up. I don't know whether you chaps contributed to this at all. Yeah, so iconic German World War II tanks. Now I thought this was a absolute easy, a gimme, but everybody in the group is wrong as far as I can see. That's all I can say. It's extraordinary. So, Ken? You probably didn't do this. What would you say if you were to name 2 iconic German World War II tanks? What would they be?
Tiger and a panther.
Right, I'll take that. Panzer IV came out tops amongst these reprobates. I thought
it's most
common
historic
one.
PU.
Yeah,
most common.
That would have been. I'd have gone Panzer IV then Tiger.
No.
If you don't,
I just said Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger. If you don't ask people who know your history very well, they would tell you a Tiger tank
Before
maybe
a Panzer IV. Yeah,
but I'm saying
they wouldn't know what Panzer IV
iconic.
is.
It's the one that you think of. Tiger we won.
Tiger won.
And I would have gone Panther, or as I went, Stug was my second, because I think that's an iconic tank.
It's not a tank.
I know it's armored fighting vehicle.
It's an assault gun.
It was used as a tank by the German formations because they didn't have any others. But anyway, points go to Leslie who put up Panzer I. Well done, Leslie. Well done, mate.
If anyone was going to say Panzer I, it would be Leslie.
It would be Leslie. But I did then start on doing some.
Lovely.
The iconic tank.
Nice.
So that's
nice camo on them, Dom.
Nice camo on them.
And Stugs. They're metal Skytrex ones actually, which actually mix in quite well with the plastics. So yeah, that's the start of my Germans take on. But I did do some proper stuff as well. So I showed this on the Facebook page.
Proper stuff?
Prussian Napoleonic 28mm. 28mm is still alive and kicking, don't worry, in my room. So that was done. And I also did the start of my Richard III force, a bit of artillery.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't find exactly the right white bore, and I wasn't going to freehand it, so that was as close as I got. So there you go.
It's very cool. I like it. I like it that he's protected himself and no one.
Yeah,
else.
I was it made me laugh. That's the whole. It's the front rank metal figures, and I loved the fact he was hiding behind the shield. And I guess he's supposed to be protecting the guy lighting, but I just love the fact the guy lighting is sort of leaning back as far as he possibly can. And I thought, well, then he's going to stand there with a shield saying, I'm protecting.
Robin could have done with that shield in our game.
I know, that was so funny. Your game, hilarious. I did some little bits of extra terrain as well. These were bits I'd had kicking around. I like to do these. There's a little abandoned canoe and some barrels, which are I think they were from that Arcachon company in America that I bought the Norman Tower from. Really nice. And I did show this earlier in commemoration. There's my Papalot file.
Oh, wow.
That is
awesome. That is
awesome.
That.
Which is a bit of a monster.
Well done, Dom.
Yeah. Well, you know how long I've had that, Ken, because you saw it. It's been 2 years, you reckon? It must be 2 years since I had that.
It's gotta be.
It's been sitting in the box, and I just haven't quite known. I had the energy to really go and do it, and then for some reason, actually, I tell you what, it's a perfect thing for painting when you're on boring Zoom calls at work. That's what I found. So, yeah, that's what I did. That's why that one got done. So yeah, that's what I've been up to this week.
Very nice.
Not full army, sorry.
No, we look forward to seeing we look forward to seeing the entire 1-to-1 German Wehrmacht next Monday.
Well,
it's gonna happen, people. Martin, Martin, what have you been up to?
Not as much
apart from making kids cry at parties.
Yeah, he deserved it. We'll leave that there. We'll leave that there.
Tessa could have probably beat him up on his own.
Well, Tessa tried to speak to her, but she was having fun at her party, so it was just down to me as the dad to make him cry, apparently. Anyway, we won't talk about that. Or just on the off chance that his mum does watch this, we won't talk about that. I've done nothing. Well, I have done something, but it's such pain. I'm just trying to finish things off at the minute, and I just seem to be between things. But it's been really, really busy with it being. It's my daughter's birthday on Wednesday, but we had all the sort of celebrations this weekend gone, and work's just busy. So I haven't actually finished. Well, I finished one thing which I'll show you, but I did show it last week, which was I finished the bases off on these Star Wars Legion models. But I wanted to share them because I know Steve likes these. Because I tried out those new fangled, what are they called? Gamer's Grass etched leaves. These things here.
They look fantastic.
These things here.
Nice.
So I got so I'll show up. This Christopher Lee.
What do you think about them?
I think they are very good. I don't think you would want to use them on every single miniature. So he was all right, and then but it looks better on that one. I think
Very nice.
there you can see it a bit more. So no, I'm impressed with them. They range between £4 and £6 a pack. But when it says you get, for example, in this one, 26 plants, it means there are like some plants that have. So this one here has 26 plants. So that's one leaf counts as one. So it means per leaf, basically.
Oh, wow. That's
Okay.
quite expensive then.
Well, if you think that this could do, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, that's a unit. Okay, but you wouldn't use every single one on it. Whereas this one, you get absolutely loads in this one. You get 103 in this one. So they seem to vary quite greatly. I think they're very good. I don't think you would use them on every single model. I think it would be quite easy to go, but characters, vehicles, dioramas, definitely. Or you might just want to chuck it on the like not the odd model in there. I do think though for something like Vietnam or World War II in the East, they would be brilliant for your models. They are good. I suppose they're unnecessary if you think if you've got tough snap. But I thought it was a bit of fun. And that is actually there you go. That is all I've finished. That's all I've done because I've been sticking things together. You guys know that because I've been swearing about it. 4 hours, 4 goddamn hours that took me. But I'll show that off when it's finished and I'll tell that story then. But at the moment I'm just finishing painting some of these very, very nice War Games Atlantic Germans and War Games Atlantic SAS. And I've got to say that these kits are awesome. So anyone who's got the 0-200 hours thing pre-ordered, you will not be disappointed. These are wicked. They're just so full of character. They're absolutely brilliant. I kind of want to buy more just to make up, just all of loads of Germans, like not at rest, but in sentry mode, and then make a whole and then swap them out for ones that are active.
Yeah.
Afterwards, just because they're so nice. Although I had some problems with the I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it because I can't do it properly. But the German military police, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I was trying to decide, like, what would a military policeman have? So I gave him an MP40 and a torch. That seems researching. But that's that is it. I've had obviously had the games and we put the I edited together that battle report that I had against Robin, which has had quite a lot of funny feedback. So Robin, if you're in, there's a lesson to be learned, which is never ever christen anything lucky.
Never
call it lucky. Absolute fool. That was my just Gary Clark said that. I know what they are, I just can't pronounce it, mate. That's why I don't. I just can't. I tried to say you.
Writing it doesn't help.
It doesn't help. I've got it written down, and I was doing my review of it. I think I went Feldengarmery. God damn it, the military police. But one thing I will say is thank you very much to everybody who put in the dice order. The order has been sent to the manufacturer with the very, very large number of dice. So hopefully, all being well, we'll be getting those and sending those out to you in July. So thank you everybody who did that, and thank you all for paying. That's lovely.
Just so you know, it's Feldjäger.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Military police for German.
Say that. That is not
Feldjäger.
Feldjäger. That does not say Feldjäger.
Yeah, it does. Where's he looking?
Feldgendarmerie.
Feldgendarmerie.
That's what they're called. The Feldgendarmerie. That's what they're called. Feldjäger just means something hunter.
No, it means military police.
That means military police.
The Feldjäger Corps.
Yeah.
No.
Feldjäger means field hunter.
That means field hunter. The Feldgendarmerie or however you say it at the military.
Yeah, Feldgendarmerie. Yeah. Yeah. How you pronounced it was right.
Tonight's rudimentary German lesson was brought to you by people that don't speak German.
We can only apologise should anybody German be watching this.
Right.
Did you do them? To be fair though, did you do them with the chain around their necks?
The gorgets come on the sprue, so you can attach the gorgets to any of the bodies that you like. So for any of the poses, because they're just wearing the normal Wehrmacht uniform, just with that gorget on. So that you get 4 gorgets on the sprue. And you can have, I mean, the way the points work in 0-200 hours is a lot of fun. And you can basically, for every pair, so models either move singularly or in pairs. And for every pair of models, you can then have a single model. So you always have to take a pair to then have 2 singles. Okay, so they'll be walking around helping. But those 2 singles can be anything you like. So you could have a military police, or you could have a sergeant or something like that. But yeah, you can arm them pretty much however you want. All they say is standard issue, and standard issue means a pistol, an SMG, or a rifle, and you can do whatever you want. You could have everybody armed with rifles, everyone armed with SMGs if you wanted. If you want things like sniper rifles, this is for the attacking side, but sniper rifles, LMGs, demolition, you have to use requisition points, and depending on the size of the game you play, you get a certain number of those. So up to 25 points, which seems to be the standard game, you would get about 2 requisition points, which means you'd only get, so you could maybe give one guy a sniper rifle and one guy an LMG, or maybe some demo charges. And you'd really have to be quite picky. You've got to be really, really picky about what you do, because when that's in addition to what they normally have, but it'll be at the expense of something else. So it looks like a lot of fun. I'm hoping to have a game in the next week.
It's cool as well. The kit bashing potential for them sounds pretty good, because if you've got the Feldgendarmerie bits, that you can't really get those with the Warlord kits, can you? The plastic, so you can stick some of those on the Warlord guys. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean these are a bit slighter, and these are more realistically proportioned than Warlord. I'm not saying Warlord are bad. I'm just saying that these aren't quite. They're
not heroes.
Quite as much. Yeah, they're not quite as. They're more like Perry. But side by side, I don't think it'd be a problem. But yeah, the gorgets, you just got to be very gentle when you clip them out, and then you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've done. I did some basing. There you go.
I didn't have the busiest of weeks, but I've done some, and I blame Dom clearly for some of this, as I've mentioned earlier. Yes. So to start off with, I've been working on my skellies again, my skeletons for my warband, my undead Warlords of Era 1 warband. These ones were slightly easier to assemble though. So these are the ones from Mantic.
Oh, you didn't get the ones that are in 30 different parts, did you?
I did.
Oh, fuck me. You brave boy.
I've got a lot. I've got plenty of them to make.
Why is that kit just not? In all honesty, Steve, you probably just chuck them in the bin.
No. I'm gonna persevere. I've only got
probably
about
be the only person in the known universe of a whole frigging unit of them.
I'm trying to work. I've got 8, 16, 24, 30. I've got 38, and I've built 10. So I've only got 28 more to build. So, but these ones on the screen now,
I'll give you that.
No, they're brilliant. They're really, really good. I mean, once they go together and you get past they're basically wrecked ankle joints, because they've got separate feet. Because that makes sense, doesn't it?
Can't get over those.
I mean, what the hell was they thinking of?
I got no. But these ones on screen, these were in the most these were in were 4 pieces, and these are by Mantic, and I thoroughly enjoyed painting these. They went together really well. They've got loads of character, great sculpts, and I decided to paint them all blue. These are going to be a veteran skeleton guard unit. So I thought, while they were alive and had flesh, muscles, and bad breath and stuff, that's why they're all dressed in blue. They were all in the same uniform, and now they've just taken Weight Watchers to the extreme, and that's why they look like that. But I've got 2 more of those to build, because 2 are going to be bodyguards for my necromancer. They're going to have spears. I got some really odd, like zombie figures with that kit as well. and I don't know what they are or what I'm going to use them for. But again, quite an old kit apparently. Excuse me, but really, really nice to paint. And then we got into what I was painting at the weekend, Dom. So this time last week, I didn't own any O group stuff, not a jot, no nothing at all. And then I went a bit mad because when Dom told me,
fulfilled you are now, mate.
I'm zen. I'm so fulfilled. Yeah. So this is what I've done so far.
Nice.
So I completed. What I've done, my basing's a bit different. I've gone for the minimalist bijou approach. So I've gone for the smaller bases and just put 2 people on each one. And ignore the carries at the back. I've funkied them up completely. They've now got crew, and I'm putting actual stuff on the base tonight as well.
Oh, nice.
So, but these are the late war British infantry by Battlefront for the Flames of War. And they are sensational figures. They are so nice. And I think to paint those 6 took me, I don't know, all in from sprue to base, just, I don't know, hour and a half.
Yeah. They are
just really, really, really enjoyable to paint. And so I'm now painting. I started off with 2 to test. Then I painted 4, and now I'm doing 6. I'm going to, because it's weird painting 28mm British at the same time. Because but
go flip backwards and forwards, and it really screws you up. It's really funny.
Does. It's like, I've been sat near the toilet duck for far too long. But I did have that thing on Friday afternoon where I thought, right, I'm going to finish work early. It's a Friday, and that's what I do. And I'll sit down and do some painting. What could be better? And then I realised I had no Vallejo English uniform left, not a single drop. And so I was quite annoyed. But luckily, I ordered the this, which is the British Allied and Armour thing.
Yeah.
And had it delivered the next day. So by 1 o'clock next day, I was all back to good, and I was painting. And I spent the entire day just painting British stuff. And actually, this goes to show how fast these are. After work today, I built and painted, and they're almost done, 2 armoured cars in about an hour and a half. They're just they're ridiculously easy to paint, and I love them. I've also got more stuff on order as well. I've got a bunch of heavy weapons teams from the Plastic Soldier Company on the way, and up next will be a troop of Shermans, some Churchills, and I don't know what after that. I think I'm going to do Germans after that.
He really is a bastard, isn't he?
He is. He is. But no, I think Dom's video going through it start to finish, I think it demonstrated just how fantastic those Battlefront kits are.
Yeah,
that was real time as well.
Yeah, it's
about an hour and a half, and it does the whole army. It's brilliant.
I mean, before we came on, I did say that their kits, the way they're put together, are just so good. Really, really good.
They're just sensible kits.
Yes.
You know, I love a solid piece of metal, preferably, but these are almost as good as, because they're really simple. You click them together, they fit perfectly. So then you just put your bit of glue around. They don't have undue bits and bobs of unnecessary stuff that you're never going to see. You know, they're really, really well done, and I think just the result is fantastic.
Yeah. Just really, really good. And
although that said, I am struggling to find a viewport for this Jag Panther, which is really annoying me, because they don't number the parts. That's the only bit I would criticise. And so when you do get stuck, you get completely stuck.
My only gripe so far, and it's just a one, and it's very minor, is with the Universal Carrier box, the crew that come with it, they're that horrible bouncy resin.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, I found that with the second box I got, it was like that, and I thought, "Oh no, I don't like that."
The crew, I don't like. I mean, the guy that I've got sat in this Daimler, now that's nice and plastic, but yeah. But apart from that, 99.999% satisfied with my purchases. Cheers, Battlefront. Before we move on to the meat.
That has to be the longest "what have we been doing" we've ever done.
Gee, at the time, holy crap!
Nearly an hour.
Right, no, we better move on.
Yes. So before we move on to the meat of tonight's podcast subject, topic, whatever, chatting point, friend of the channel, Travis at Tabletop CP, has just reached 10,000 subscribers. So
what a milestone that is.
We also wanted to say massive congratulations to Travis and Andre.
Unsung hero.
Unsung hero, Andre.
The Robin to his Batman. Just brilliant.
But no, again, just a big congratulations from us to you guys. Absolutely stonking achievement and thoroughly deserved. Well done.
Yeah, well done, man. Very cool.
So let's talk about bashing our kits, as Battle Matt said before. Right, I'm going to put up a picture, and this is sort of a throwback, because this is one of my. I've been kit bashing bolt action for a while, but these are some of the ones that really started my journey. Before I show them though, what do you think are the main reasons people kit bash? What would you say?
Unique,
because they can't get what they want in the ranges that are available.
Yeah,
and they've got good friends that will do it for them.
Yes. That's probably the number one reason, really. For me, the reason I kit bash so much is because I don't like metal figures. I really don't. I just don't. So the examples I'm going to put up is this one here. So these are my Luftwaffe Field Division.
Awesome.
Now, Warlord make a metal version. I think other companies do metal versions of them as well, but I just don't like them. I just don't like metal figures. So they are built just using Blitzkrieg Germans, Fallschirmjäger, and the Grenadier boxes. And I've got me a nice plastic, like Ken said, a nice plastic unique section. And during this time when I was going on my kit bashing sort of odyssey, there was also these. So these are my Volkssturm. Mm-hmm. And again, lots of companies do metal versions.
Man.
But I just thought, I had loads of great coats left over from the Winter Germans. So I thought, and the the old British infantry box, I've got those heads, and they all look like Steptoe. So they all like old men. They're absolutely horrific and hideous looking, but they work really well for Volkssturm. And the last one was Volksgrenadier. Then there's my Volksgrenadier. Again, same. Just different bits and pieces because I didn't like the metal version.
I'm glad you're showing all these, Steve. So basically, this is what I wanted you to do.
So I'm just hawking my wares here. Well, it just got me. I was thinking about this, but when we were coming up with ideas for the show, I wanted to get people's opinion on, do they kit bash? How far do they kit bash? Do they avoid it, or is it something they actively look forward to when working on kits? Dom, let's get your opinion.
Do you know? So I think I've said this before, but I hugely admire, what you do and other people do to kit bash stuff. I think it's great to see. I just don't have the patience, and I just can't be bothered really, because I think for me, as I've said always, it's about getting the kit on the table. And if I spend an hour putting together a unique figure, yes, it looks lovely, but I could have done 5 figures in that time.
Yeah.
Or preferably, if I just buy them all metal, I could have painted 5 figures in that time. So, it is purely that. It doesn't mean I haven't on very rare occasions. There are a few. See, I don't know whether I'd call it kit bashing, but just sort of putting alternative arms and things on War of the Roses, Perry stuff, because it's easy to do. But yeah, I wish I had the patience for it. And I do look at stuff you do. I think, geez, that's amazing just to have something completely unique. But it doesn't actually get me. It doesn't bother me particularly that mine look like everyone else's, if I'm honest. So, but all power to your elbow or to your super glue.
I would say, no, you are correct. I think even just swapping a head or an arm from different kits, that if to me, you're taking the time and the effort to make a unique figure. I mean, Martin, you're Warwick.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. He was 11 pieces.
See,
He was 11. Well, what? Warwick? Because all the other command models are crap. And they're all, and I've got so many, they all do look the same. And for something that's the big man, who's going to be a big centerpiece of my army, I did want.
Don't shut up about.
I did want a unique model. The main reason for doing him was, for some bizarre reason, I wanted to do the tabard. And
that in itself is just madness.
And that's the thing. The issue is that just sticking some green stuff over an armored figure doesn't work, because you've got to get the folds in the right place. I've tried so many times. I've rolled green stuff so thin it's ridiculous. And you've then got to tuck it into the belt, because the belts are on the outside of the tabard. So you've either got to cut the cloth into lots of little pieces and stick it on, or you've got to mold a new belt. This is all while you've still got the other stuff molded underneath. So that's why I wanted to do it. I've kitbashed more of my Wars of the Roses miniatures than any other that I've done, and I think that's simply because I have so many that I wanted. That every time that I did an individual lord or an individual knight, I had a look. This is where my sort of, I don't know if you want to call it geekiness or something, comes out. Is I'd look at what they're like. It's like Geoffrey Gate was apparently a proper bruiser. So I've got one of those warlord heads that you're talking about, and then I sculpted a little bit of hair onto him, and then I tried to did I put that on because it looked like he was properly grimacing, he just didn't. I just liked that, and I wanted to try and bring out a little personality. It's like the one that I did you, Dom, where the guy cleaning the sword. It was just something else. I was like, well, no one's done this, so I'll just have a go at doing it, because there's so many. Those kits, those Perry kits, those 5 sets, to me,
best set ever made.
I just think that they show perfect planning. They're all completely interchangeable. The stuff you can do with them is nuts. And when we had them on, they said they designed it that way. The fact that people were picking up old bits of armor on battlefield, so you wouldn't have necessarily, unless you're really rich, you wouldn't have matching armor like all over. If you're a knight, but if you're just scrounging off the battlefield, then you're going to have like odds and sods. So I think kit bashing just lets you, without being, if you're no good at sculpting, which I'm not, I've tried.
Me neither.
Right, it's my little way of personalizing my force, and just making it again something for me. But what I do like doing in the videos, a bit like you say, is I like showing people how I do it and what bits I used. So if people did want to do something similar, or just showing how you can change, say, one of the best ones in the Wars of Roses kit, there's one of the foot knights is carrying this big spike. And I can't. It's just a big spike. I don't really know. It's just, I don't know what it's even called. It's not a spear. It's just a spike. But you could do a quick snip, and I've swapped it for a banner, and that's so because every Wars of the Roses figure in the Perry sets has the banner held straight up like this. But with that one, he's actually kind of going forwards, like he's like he's actually charging forwards and waving it. It's just some quick, easy swaps. But a boar spike. I thought they were longer. This is literally just like a tiny, maybe it is. I'll have to look. That's quite cool. I'll have to have a look at it. But that's why I do it. It is for some individuality. But then I create my Wars of the Roses figures to, like, it's part for the game and part for the sort of, I guess, the joy of painting them and having like these modelled units. I wouldn't dream of. I'm doing that for the Crusades. Although I did try to slice up one of the the Reconquer designs. I did attempt to do something to one of those. I wrecked it, so I'm never going to do that again. I think that's heresy. So
that's me, definitely.
Good old Major Tote. So Dom, with you, you've mentioned as well when we've talked about my Turnip 28 abominations. Destroying figures. Destroying perfectly good. Is that a valid?
No, genuinely, that's not. So, I mean, if you want to do that to your figures, that's entirely your thing. You're wrong, but that's entirely your thing. No, honestly, that doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think it's partly it's partly having the imagination to do it, the confidence to do it, and sort of, I guess it's just like everything, isn't it? It's just practice to get on with doing it. I just, as I say, it doesn't get me. I get more excited by seeing just a slightly different figure out there in metal. I'll trawl around and I'll find a figure that like some of the bases I've done for the War of the Roses probably aren't necessarily, well, I know they're not really War of the Roses figures. Sometimes they're fantasy figures, but they're absolutely brilliant because they're different and they're unique. And I'll pick up one or two of those, but I won't kitbash. So it's bizarre. And yet I've got over there's a tray literally full of all bits of spares from the Perry sets, which I kept because everyone kept going on about kitbashing, and I thought one day I might do it, and it's like, I think I'll just chuck them away. It's pointless. Or maybe I'll put them in an envelope and send them to you. You can turn them into turnips. I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, it genuinely, it doesn't. I think because it takes time, and because I don't really, I just want to get on and get figures painted. It doesn't really sort of.
It don't float your boat, does it, Don?
Doesn't float my boat that much. No, not really.
No, I mean the thing is though, I've said before, if you're not passionate about something, don't try and.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't try. It's like saying to me, Steve, do you want to sit down and paint these, French Napoleonic infantry in metal? When they've got what's the one where they've got all the fancy uniforms at the Peninsula?
And the dress uniform type things. Yeah,
the way. Yeah, I thought of painting them. Gives me hives, so I'm not going to bother. But no, it's the same concept, isn't it? If you're not enjoying it, there's no point in doing it because you're just going to end up drop kicking across the room like those skeletons. But I'm sticking with those.
I think the thing is obviously that with the more prevalence of plastic kits, it's just become more possible to have a go and achieve what you want. The other thing is that. I think I actually kind of occupy some sort of quite happy space whereby I do like metal models. I do enjoy them. If I'd have found the Warwick that I wanted and it had been in metal, I'd have bought it. Yeah. I'd have got him. There was just no figure out there that was really sort of that I really felt sort of did it. Did it for me. No, I will get them. But yeah, with the rise, I always say the plastic kits, but with the sheer volume of plastic kits and the things you can kitbash and the things you can borrow from, I think really it's that's what's sort of caused, I'd say, in more recent years the prevalence of kitbashing.
Yeah, Ken. So when you were heavily into your bolt action and building your first armies. Were you kitbashing then, or was it just straight out the box?
No, straight out of the box. Just because I thought that's what you're meant to do. Because I was so new to the hobby. I don't know. Let me think about it. I think some of my kits I've got some kitbashing stuff with it, but a lot of it is just straight out of the box. It's more the fact, like I messaged you and I've asked you to do some for me.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to do it. I just haven't got the real patience to bother filling in all the green stuff bits and bits like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You seem to be really good at it. I just haven't got the patience for it. So yeah, but I like the idea of uniqueness. Definitely.
It's definitely. I mean, the reason last year when I set out to do that Winter US Airborne project, every single figure in that project is kitbashed or converted in some way. Yeah. And that's why it took me close to 4 months to finish it.
Yeah, I like to see quick results.
See, with that, what I was doing is I was putting them away as I was doing them, so I didn't get to see it build up slowly, over time.
Yeah.
And then when I finished the last unit, put them all on the table, I was like, bloody hell, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And it's unique. And I mean, remember that night I spent 45 minutes building that radio.
No, that was insane.
Out of just different bits of plastic that I found in bits boxes. I mean, for me, that's people may say, Steve, you spent 45 minutes rummaging through boxes to build a radio that's like 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter square. Why? Have you got problems? Do you need to go and speak to someone? But for me, it stop shaking your head, Dom.
You have a clear vision, though, when you're sitting down to kit bash something. Do you know exactly how it's going to go, or which parts you're likely to want to use, or you just sort of wing it and try things out? I mean,
with bolt action, yes, I sort of have in my brain box, I have an idea of what I think it's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Turnip 28, I don't. I just get a bunch of plastic and some glue and some toilet duck and
throw it together and see what happens.
Throw it all together and then terrify people with what's coming. But I think for people who do love kit bash, and Turnip 28 is definitely the system for you, though, because you can just use absolutely anything that you want to use when you're kit bashing with Turnip 28. Like I said, when we're on Ken's big podcast, Ken was. We're going to get to it. I'm not going to spoil part 2, but there's a part where Ken answers questions about Turnip 28. It's quite entertaining. But no, he did get me. He did get me to sort of give an overview of why I like it. And one of the things was kit bashing. It was just one of those. You can really just let your imagination run wild. Green stuff, stick things all over the place. Yeah, it's just. But okay, here's a question: would it be possible to kit bash like a black powder army 28mm?
I don't think I don't think you'd need to, but because of how many the ranges of figures that are available, I don't really know what you'd be looking. Nobody makes
different poses, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but the thing is that the most manufacturers. I mean, obviously the most multi-posed one is probably the Victrix sets. God,
all the new Perrys from French.
Well, even those are still only like 5p. The Victrix ones, as I remember them. But I don't really know what you'd be kit bashing, because most of the British uniforms, for example, are basically the same.
Yeah.
The whole way through. Apart from the shaker, whatever. I'm going to get ripped apart for saying that. They make enough ranges of figures, and then with French, it's just French in greatcoats. Or I suppose the problem is you haven't got, for example, like that I can think of, like running French in greatcoats, plastic.
Dom would love those.
Because that's not the order.
I got plenty of them running away.
Because that's not how they fight. They go shoulder to shoulder and march slowly towards the enemy and get shot. So I think if the ranges, if the kits were there, then yes, I think you could. Yes, of course you could. But you'd be needing someone to build big multi-part kits for all nations. I mean, I think a kit bash Napoleonic regiment could look very good. It's just, however, the sheer number of models that you need for if you want to play something like General d'Armée or Black Powder or whatever, then that might put people off somewhat.
Yeah,
I mean, kit bashing is ideal for more skirmish type games, isn't it? I mean, it'd be, and I'm sure people do it where they personalize, huge armies, huge regiments of troops. But like you say, it's sort of.
Yeah. I got a. Sorry, Tom.
No, carry on.
I got a Hanoverian Hussar, and I swapped his head for a French Perry head that didn't have any headgear on, and I cut off. I did a swap at the elbow, so he was holding his sword at rest for a command base. I did that. I can't actually think if I've ever done anything else to my Napoleonics. I think with Napoleonics, it was just a case of getting them on the table because they're all sort of ranked up and mushed together. I don't know why I felt differently about Wars of the Roses, but for some reason.
Funny enough, I think I have done the odd bits like that. If you call it kit bashing, I suppose it is kit bashing, but for Napoleonics, because you say, particularly commanders, you want them to stand out slightly differently to the rest of the troopers.
Yeah.
So, it can be just the arm pose or swapping an arm from a dragoon to a hussar or whatever. So I have done that before now. But it is just the odd figure.
Yeah, the interesting thing from old school FRP, people used to have to convert NAP figures for minor armies for other conflicts.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't remember your Cleveberg. Was there any? Was that purely just French being painted, or was there a bit of?
Basically, they were just French painted as, and that I think like old school says. I think unless you were truly dedicated, I think most people, if they're honest, that's how they tended to convert the different nations in Napoleonics. They take whatever's the closest nation and paint them a different color. Unless you were a complete purist and wanted to model all the different cuts of the uniforms and all that. And I know people do get very, very excited about making sure that that's correct, and good on them if that's what they want. But most people, my Cleves were a good case in point, same with the Neapolitans, they just different coloured, painted a different colour. And I used to do that years ago with Airfix figures because, back in the day, that was all you could get. You could get a box of British infantry and a box of French infantry. You get French cuirassiers and hussars and British dragoons, and that was pretty much it. So if you wanted to do anything else, you had to sort of do something to them. So, I can remember cutting off French heads and sticking them on British bodies for, can't remember which nation it was, but for something else to play. So, we used to do that, but that was just like you say, just lack of anything else. Now, you want an Outer Mongolian 1812, battalion of whatever, you can probably find it somewhere if it exists.
But with metal models, I mean, obviously people just used to convert metal and just, metal, they would do that. Because if you think about Bloody Miniatures, he releases conversion packs, new head swaps, doesn't he? But you have to cut those heads off to put the new ones on. You've got to take a saw or a knife to those to get those off. Because someone asked him about doing the Scots, and he just said it's probably not really worth it for what he's doing. So he's just released loads of he's going to release loads of Covenanter heads. So you can just swap for those bodies, and then just adding some green stuff for the tartan bits and bobs on them. So I've got a set of those heads, and I was looking at them going, this is going to take some. I don't know how confident I used to do it. I think I did it in because you used to get metal or plastic heads to put on metal miniatures for 40k a long time ago.
Oh yes,
So I know I've done it, like I've sliced off a metal head before, but I was looking at the bloody miniatures. I was like, I don't actually know if I can bring myself to do this.
Oh, tell a lie. I have actually done some kit bashing for it properly. Do you know that unit for the Wars of the Roses that Sean sent the handgunners? You know the handgunners that Sean sent us all?
Yeah,
big cannons.
The big hand cannons, yeah. I cut a load of the heads off and gave them all unique Perry plastic heads.
There you go.
There you go. Done it.
Yeah, so I did that because they're all the same fit. There was just two types, wasn't there? So I made sure they're all unique like that. And what else did I do it for? Oh yeah, my bolt action machine gun teams. They've all got plastic heads on as well because I just wanted them to be a bit different. I always found the head swap to be quite simple though.
Yorkshire's put
I've just seen that. Yeah, interesting question from Ken here.
Or 3D printing and kit bashing by allowing you to modify things before you make them.
Oh, massively.
I don't know if it'll end it. It'll let people print off more variations and bizarre things.
So here's a question then, Steve. If 3D printing goes that far, would you rather print off the components and assemble said model how you like it, or design it to be unique on the screen and print it off
in one
as a sole piece?
I don't know. For me, I've said this before. I just love rooting through boxes. For that, if I know I've got a certain piece or sourcing bits and pieces for it, it's kind of that's half the challenge. Is it? I've got this thing in mind. have I got the bits and pieces out there to put together the way that I want to? If I just go on and get an STL file and download an ARM, print an ARM, I don't see where I don't know. It's like the thrill of the hunt. And looking for the pieces that I want or the pieces that I need, or because there's been times when I've sat there and I've had 3 arms that could have all fit the same figure, and I've been going yes, no, maybe, and for me that it's making that really unique individual army.
There's definitely a eureka moment, isn't there?
Oh, yes.
When you find it, like especially or if you find a piece that you hadn't even considered.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Then,
I remember when last year with those the gunfighters from Great Escape Games, and I found out that those arms work really well on bolt action figures, and vice versa. Bolt action figures work well with the bits and pieces from the gunfighters boxes. So and sometimes I guess I've always said to people, you don't have to come with bolt action, especially with Warlord being sort of 99% plastic kits that people use to kit bash. You can look outside of those. I mean, Great Escape Games and bolt action was a great example. Is they fit really well. I mean, you got to do a bit of scraping and cutting to sort of remove cuffs, etc. But they still work. They still work really well. And I've always said that the sign of a good kit bash is when it doesn't actually look like you've kit bashed it. It just looks like a standard figure. That way, it's like you've not forced it. Another thing I always say is, somebody asked me, it must have been about 2 years ago, a comment on my channel about tips for kit bashing. And what the first one I said was never force it. If it's not working, don't try and force it, because it's going to end up looking like crap. It'll look unnatural and you won't be happy with it. Just have the confidence to step away and say, well, that's not working. Let's try a different arm. Let's try a different head, rather than just cobble them together and think, well, it's I'm not happy with it, but it's just the way it is. No, if it's not working for me, I don't carry on. I always try and find a different way of doing it. Maybe that's just me. It's just I know that I won't be happy with the finished product if I've sort of pummeled it together rather than put a bit of thought behind it.
Is that because you can see the errors?
Yes. I mean, but sometimes I'm not so precious about it. I mean, I'll use sort of an arm from the US infantry box and another arm from the airborne box. And all it takes is a slight bit of whittling around with a cuff. I don't spend ages doing it. I just whip off the button. I know, and a bit of craft knife wizardry. From 3 feet away, no one's going to tell that they're different arms. I've said if you're that close to my figures and you can tell, you're going to get a paintbrush in the eye, because you shouldn't be that close to my figures to see all my mistakes. You're way too close. There we go. Dom, here's one for you. You kit bash some Portuguese?
I want to chop the heads off. I mean, does that, I guess that is sort of a kit bash, but no. Did I really? I can't remember, to be honest.
Is it one of your 4,500 armies?
It is, yeah, probably. Yeah. Did I kit bash? I mean, I think all I did there again, though, was just change my change the colour schemes on them. So, like the Cacadors wear a brown uniform, and the Fusiliers wear a blue uniform. So that's all. I think that's as far as it got. I don't really remember doing any significant kit bashing. I guess that's another question: is how when is it really kit bashing? If you just change the colours or change a head, is that really kit bashing?
I would consider something kit bashing if you're changing it into something that isn't available or readily available in the medium that you want. I don't necessarily consider it kit bashing if someone makes a conversion kit, which is what they used to do for like Forge World used to do.
Yeah,
like conversion kits. I wouldn't consider that kit bashing, because that's just there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it doesn't require skill, but that's just if someone's made the kit for you and they told you how to do it. Kit bashing is you creating something yourself without instructions.
So this is where I would sit quite firmly. I'd take that and think, great, give me a kit that makes it easy for me to do, and I'll be quite happy.
Yeah, which is absolutely fine. I just think that if we're using the term kit bashing, which again is only I think it used to just be called converting, didn't it? It used to just be called conversion. But,
exactly.
Now because of it is purely because of plastic, people call it kit bashing.
Yeah.
That's
why I say I don't consider anything that you're just fiddling around the edges on, just making the odd little tweak, really being kit bashing for me. And I do that kind of stuff. I wouldn't call it kit bashing.
This is why I'm really looking forward to what people come up with this new Horus Heresy box, because I imagine that's going to be compatible with. Imagine saying that, is it going to be? Because isn't it a slightly different scale? I'm not going to get onto like scale.
Yeah, they are.
Controversy here. They're not quite Primaris, but they're not quite.
No, they're halfway.
Halfway, right?
They're halfway. They're true. I think they're basically meant to be the true scale.
True scale, yeah. I watched the
the
Tabletop Minions review of it, and he said it's sort of the true scale, which is something that should have been done a while ago. But we're gonna,
I was gonna say, obviously, Pete the Wargamer, his channel, he that's kit bashing. What he does there, he takes like fantasy kits and turns them 40k, which is but he has some. I mean, he's got some kind of madness where he could. It's a bit like you, Steve. Like you two, like have both got this kind of thing where this kind of Hellraiser Cronenberg style body horror thing in your heads where you can just see, I'm going to get these, I'm to create this abomination, and it looks really, really cool. But God knows how you came up with it.
Yeah, it's, I think it was Matthew put on my Instagram one time about my turn 28, and it was intriguing and terrifying at the same time. But I don't know. I just think for me, again, I've said this before on loads of my videos, it's one of my favorite parts of the hobby. But with this old group stuff, I'm doing no kit bashing. I'm just painting it as is. And the same with the 11th Armored that I'm working at the moment, zero kit bashing. But so I'm looking forward to working on my 3rd Turnip Regiment, which will be coming up soon.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to continue the Beastman Napoleonic theme.
Go for it, dude.
Dom just gave you the stink eye. Then that was
I know. I saw that. God, if looks could kill, that was withering, Dom. Withering. It really was.
Steve, I'd hoped I got you onto something sensible, and then you slipped back into the mire.
Then he done fucked it up, didn't he?
It's because I mean I've not really built any Turn 28 in a good while. Actually, it's been a couple of months.
So is that a reaction of the fact you haven't done any kit bashing? You feel you have to go back and do that and do something different like that again?
I think I've been a bit sensible for the past couple of months. So I've been working on mainly bolt action. I'm doing these skeletons, but I've not actually sat down and immersed myself in some grim, dark kit bashing horror, which, again, one of my favorite parts.
Not like you, is it?
No, I mean, I always enjoy working on Turn 28 stuff. It's why I love going through Instagram and Twitter and seeing some of the utter complete madness that people have come up with, because it's inspirational. I think it gives you good ideas. I think as well, if you're just looking at other people's kit bashes, I think they give you some good ideas as well. And you tend to see the same on the Bolt Action Facebook group. You often see that the same sort of nations being kit bash. Finns. I know Ken's got a thing about plastic fins.
Yes. Plastic fins.
So people are always asking how to go about kit bashing plastic fins. I know some people have done the CBs from Milne Bay, the USMC list. Chindits as well. People have asked me how you kit bash chindits. You can quite easily do them if you've got enough of the heads with the funny hats on. So there are ways. I think with the sheer amount of plastic kits available that Warlord have put out there, I think kit bashing, there's endless possibilities.
Kit bashers anonymous.
It's true. Sometimes it does feel like an addiction, though, in that I'll open up a new kit and I'll be like, how can I change that? What can I add to that? What? I mean, even so, the Brits that I'm doing now, I have used some of the heads from the 8th Army box rather than the ones that come in the actual inventory box. It's simple head swaps like that.
Make uniqueness, don't they?
Yeah,
that's the weird thing. I mean, that is, how you and I are very different. You look at a box set and go, "Wow, how can I change this?" Because I look at a box set and think, "Wow, hasn't he done a great job of modelling these?"
That's why I keep saying, when we get the Perrys back on, I'm going to come on in disguise.
Nah, man, I can't wait. Oh, do you know what, Steve? Do you know what? When you show them that, they'll probably think it's fucking awesome. Because there's no joke. I bet you they will. I bet you they'll think that is so cool that someone's done that with our models. That we can. This is just like a whole new market for us.
Yeah. I mean, I often wonder how many people have actually gone out and bought those Perrys. Sort of 100 Years' War or Wars of the Roses purely for the purpose of sticking tufts to them.
Exactly.
I can I just answer Steve here? No kit bashing my samurai. I will kit bash them into a paperweight. Is my there's no kit bashing that can be done with those. There was nothing. Absolutely no.
Nada.
God. No, thank you for reminding me that they're still here as well.
I thought you'd got rid of them.
I meant to bring them to CrackCon and give them away, and then I forgot because I put them away out of sight and out of mind.
See, I think
that's on his face when he'd forgotten to bring them was hilarious.
I think that's just subliminal. It's a subliminal need to retain them.
Yeah.
The only reason I painted them was because Ken goes, I knew Ken was going to try and paint that 6mm army before me, so I was like, no, that's the only reason I painted them. So I was like, no.
Should have kept my mouth shut.
So they were painted purely out of spite.
Of course they were.
Yeah, and I hate, but Ken gets off because I hated every second of it. There was nothing. I don't care. There was nothing enjoyable about it. There was no sense of achievement. All there was a sense of desolation at the time that I'd lost out of that I could have spent with my children or speaking to my parents. Or I don't know, having a shit, just anything that.
I'm glad you never got that time back. I really am.
I genuinely, I know this is good. I have never felt so crap after finishing something like an army.
If you're struggling for hobby,
there was no pride.
Don't do what Martin does. If you're struggling for hobby motivation, whatever you do, because you'll never come back to the hobby.
There's only ever been one thing where I finished and thought, bloody hell, I'm glad that's over. And that was painting those blood red skies Messerschmitts.
Oh, that's right. At least you didn't think that about the French.
No, wait, no, they were a close second. I don't know what that with those French, it was more of a case of I'm going to finish this because I'm in too far. I didn't finish it. No, I discovered turn at 28 in the nick of time, and that was the end of the voltigeurs. So yeah.
Voltigeurs.
Dom, don't. Let's face it. You celebrate when I sent those pictures of missing heads.
They were great. Well, they were French heads rolling down the street. So great. No, I have to say I was very, very pleased that Martin did what he did with the those samurais, because when we had that competition, I was going to do exactly the same thing, but he beat us all to it, and so I never had to paint them. So mine is still sitting in the box.
But we had an hour-long conversation about basing like a couple of months before, and I sorted out all the bases, and
I bought all the bases. Yeah,
oh man,
I've never seen enthusiasm for a project dip so fast. It was like a roller coaster. It was like looking forward to these, whoa, no, we hate these.
Do you know, it was one of those sort of those moments in life where you just get really excited and then you just slap yourself around the face and go, "What the heck are you thinking?
What are you thinking about?"
You see, it didn't break my will to one. All I did after that was I went and painted like a whole load of Bill and Bow units. I was like, "Oh, right, here we are again." We're not, here we are.
Safe word again.
I look at them and I know to some people they'll love that, and then I just looked at it. To me, I haven't achieved anything. To me, I didn't feel like it sounds a bit stupid. I don't know. I just felt like it was
a waste of time.
Oh no, Puerile, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying not to be too too harsh because I know some of those people who like him, but wow, just. I mean, I think it's purely the figures because I've seen like the Bacchus figures, and they're absolutely fine, and I think they look great. I've seen Ken's, I've seen other armies, so they look brilliant. I think it was purely the additional step of these is that the strips, you couldn't just stick the strips onto the bases. I think that was a big thing. The fact that I had to clip off every single 6mm figure.
Yes,
that was a deal breaker for
me too. You know, after sort of 50 of them, I was like, okay, this is a bit irritating. And then after sort of 200 of them, I was like, this is ridiculous. And then after, you know, I did like the 300, I was just like, this is just ridiculous.
This makes
but I'm going to beat Ken.
Yeah.
You
had to beat me, didn't you?
I did, but like I said, I think that you got the last laugh because I absolutely hated it.
It's eternal pleasure.
Yes. Yeah, I absolutely despised it.
Well, I want to kit bash some Star Wars stuff when that new set comes out. Can I do that? That's the question.
The new sets, right? So the new sets you can probably do a bit because they're hard plastic, and with the older stuff not so much because they're like semi-hard plastic. I don't know what you call. But they're replacing all the kits bit by bit atomic mass. So
so that new box that I buy out then that I buy. So I'm going to go for the Empire. I'm going to go for the Empire box,
I think some of them are the older models. I think the Snowtroopers are older. But they're lovely models. They're still lovely models. But there's nothing. But I don't know. It depends what you want to get. But they're not multi-part.
Yeah, but they're soft plastic, aren't they?
I can't remember. Some of them might be, but some of the clone troopers are soft plastic, and you wouldn't unless you're like doing this to it. You're not gonna notice.
Okay.
You know. So you know, I think that's you'll be right. They're up for pre-order now, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I put a pre-order in.
How much did you get it for in pre-order?
107.
Okay, good. You went to the site I told you to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not stupid. Full price. What's that?
Have we got any news?
Oh God,
yes.
It's 9:30.
Yes, I just realised time is flying tonight. It really is.
Time is flying.
I had nothing this week, so Dom, it's all on you, but
I did have some stuff. Here we go. So I put them up in the Facebook, but Perry's are at it again. Franco-Prussian War, French Hussars.
Very nice.
Which they're metal ones. They do look nice. They look really, really good. And then they've got the German, Prussian High Command models. I particularly like the Frederick William with the spiky helmet. I mean, it's just awesome. Really, really good. But probably more up your street, you lot of weirdos. Probably going to turn them into turnips. But these are the plastic French that they're doing for the Franco-Prussians, and they do look very, very good. So they're just about to go for tooling with Renedra, so they're not quite ready yet. But I think they said July for these.
Oh, okay.
So they look rather nice looking models. Really good, really good.
Yeah.
And slightly different. I saw that Oathmark have got some new orcs coming out.
Ooh. Oh, cool.
And they do look very good, actually, I have to say.
They look very Lord of the Ringsy.
They do, don't they? Look at that fella.
Oh,
that's
yes.
Straight out of Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
Scimitar as well. Yeah,
that one less
really. No, man, that first one with the scimitar.
Oh yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, that is very much Lord of the Rings.
Really nice models. So there you go. That was all I saw. I think.
Did you not see the? Did you not catch it with the Perrys? They're doing that 3D printed truck.
Oh yes, that's not theirs, is it? It's Battle.
Is it not?
No, it's Battlefront, Battlefield, or whatever. Somebody else's models.
It's just it's a resin one, isn't it?
It's a resin one, yeah.
Yeah, resin.
But I think it's been out for a little while. It's just they're starting to stock it, I think.
Ah, okay, got you.
I think that's what it was, but I could be wrong. It was on the same notification about those.
It was,
yeah, because they do a few resin tanks.
They did a Stug, didn't they? And something else.
Early War Stug.
Yeah.
And there was an Italian truck and something else.
Yeah, that was it. The Italian truck was the 3D printed thing.
Mm. Yeah. There's some awesome 3D
who made the orcs, Dom?
They are Oathmark, so I think you can get them from North Star.
Yeah.
North Star.
So if you check out North Star, I don't know whether they're quite ready yet. They put them up on their Facebook page tonight, but they'll be imminent by the look of them. They're pretty much done if they're not already up for sale.
To be fair, they are very. If you want some different type of orcs, like your Morannon orcs and stuff like that, go. They would suit really well.
The more sort of Tolkien-y orcs rather than the Peter Jackson orcs.
Yeah, they are more Tolkien orcs. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with the Jackson ones, but yeah, those are the sort of the more traditional.
Yeah, if you want to go that route.
Do you know what, Matt? I was thinking exactly the same thing, mate. Erewhon Orc Army coming on.
I have never painted an orc army. I have never painted more than... I've painted the odd orc for Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing games. I have never painted like a orc force for anything.
Really?
Nope. No. Sorry. I tell a lie. Actually, let me rephrase this. I have never painted like what I would call the cartoony, goofy 40k style orcs, which I quite like. To be fair, I've done the orcs that are in the Lord of the Rings sets, but to be honest, they're just armor with like two red eyes and one bit of flesh there. So I wouldn't really count those. I've never. I got into I backed a Kickstarter for a game on its first edition. I know now it's called Warp Block Miniatures. I think now they're called something else, but I got what's it called? Arc World is the name of the game. That's like a whimsical fantasy thing, and I backed these orcs that were like they were like Cajun. Mm-hmm. They were like they had all these like witch doctors and things. It was a little bit, I don't know if it like quite how I was a bit sort of like, but they were very, very cool sculpts. And I've still got them. They're all down there. They're all in metal down here. I've never painted them. I also got their British. Well, they were called the Albaconian Empire, and they were led by basically Sharp. And they also had a Bruce Dickinson model waving a flag. That was something. Maybe I should dig those out. But yeah, I've never painted.
No, I was going to say
like what I would call a green skin orc. I've never done that.
No.
I've been painting my Blood Bowl orcs for 5 years.
Yeah, you have been taking a while to do that, haven't you?
And there's only 12 of them.
You might finish them one day.
I chose the worst color. I gave them red armor, though. I mean, what was I thinking? I don't like painting. Yellow. No, I'm not painting yellow. Yeah, was it yellow moons? Was it bad moons? They were from the orcs.
The bad moons. Yeah.
Do orcs still have clans in 40k, or has that been changed?
They do have.
They're not
clans.
Orcs anymore.
They're not orcs, but yeah, they did have clans.
They're not orcs.
They're Uruks.
Oh,
Can't copyright orcs.
I have I do have the words, but I'm not gonna repeat them. Should we look at some nice figures that people have sent?
I have one more bit of news. My case of figures here that Fraser's hopefully he's watching now. He said he was going to try and watch as much as he can tonight. They're going to be on the way to him next week. I'm going to be going up to him and getting my new Normans.
What, your Vikings?
Your Vikings are coming. Good. The Vikings are coming.
Ken, you'll be taking possession of that Viking army that you've yearned for years. You've dreamt and planned and plotted, and you're finally realizing your Viking dream.
I can't wait to use them, to be fair. And Lion Ram, I'll tell you what set of rules I'm going to use them for is the new Lion Ram, but can't wait for that. Yeah, cannot wait to get them. So, yeah.
Cool.
Vikings.
I love the way that becomes part of the news for the show.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right, it's time to look at some lovely figures that people have been posting on our Facebook group. If you're in the chat and you're on Facebook and you want to be part of the Facebook group, just search for Plastic Crack Podcast. There you'll be met by 3 questions, which must and I repeat, must be answered. Must be answered.
You shall not pass without it.
Otherwise, we'll make you
sometimes
listen. We'll make you listen to the Smiths, and no one wants that, do they? Really? I'm seriously gonna get a kicking one day for taking a piss at the Smiths. I really am. I'm gonna come across some rabid Smiths fan that's gonna.
It's all right. They're too weak because they're all vegetarians.
No, that's it. No, it'd just be Morrissey's. It's gonna come and find you.
Really? That does sound pretty terrifying, actually.
Yeah,
you might sing at me. Right, on to some funky stuff. Again, apologies to everyone, and we've had loads of cool stuff over the past week. So I've chosen
cool
a good.
stuff, don't we?
Yes, I've chosen a smattering of different period styles, and I have a very, very high bribe level. So here we go.
Well.
Smiths are my favourite. Sorry, Felix.
He's not sorry. He's not sorry, Felix. He's gonna have a serious word with you next time. He sees you. He's going to present you with what once upon a time was called a mixtape.
A mixtape. Jesus, I've not heard that term in the word tape for a start. I've not heard that. I've heard of a mixed CD, mixed tape. Jeez,
mixtape. I remember back at Deer every 2 weeks. Kerrang or Metal Hammer would give away a free mixtape. That's how I got into
Kerrang. Oh man, I remember Kerrang.
I'll tell you what we found the other day on site. That said, do you remember the tapes that you used to put into your tape player to then play it through your CD? It had the cable.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic!
You found one of them?
Yeah.
Still make them, believe it.
Is it going into a museum?
Still make them.
Do they?
Yeah, they still make them. Believe it or not, cars still come with a tape player in. There are a few that come with tape.
Really?
Yeah, there are a couple that come with tape players in. Crazy,
Most
isn't
of them
it?
don't even come with a CD player anymore.
No, it's nuts, isn't it? Absolutely nuts. But Kerrang. Oh, God, I remember that being back on the telly as well. But
Complete aside, that completely upset Elaine when she got a new car. It was a beautiful car that she'd always wanted. It was exactly what she wanted. She took all her CDs out and went, "Where do I put these?" There's no CD player.
The next car we get is going to be like that because Laura's exactly the same. Laura is CD crazy.
Yeah.
Right? She loves the CD. She loves getting a CD bought for her for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And if my next car has got to have no CD player in it, I might even request it doesn't. I will laugh so much because she's only just realised she can plug her iPhone into it and use Google Maps and play music.
I've not bought a CD in about 5 years.
I buy them, but then you get the free download as well if you do them from Amazon. So
I think the last one I bought was Sisters of Mercy.
Jesus, that is a while ago.
I do still buy CDs occasionally.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Vince, we got this. I got my friend bought a Tesla, right? And I went and had to look at it, and that didn't have a dashboard. That's what threw me. There's no dashboard. It's just a computer. It's just like a laptop.
Yeah, it's massive. I
don't think I could cope with this. Yeah, but it completely screws you up because it means the windscreen's bigger and the depth perception is completely off.
But there's all kinds of cameras to tell you where you are.
But does it drive itself? His one.
For what he paid, I imagine it does. Good. I'll tell you afterwards.
A lot.
You have to make me coffee as well for the price.
I wouldn't buy a Tesla unless it drove itself. Let's put it that way.
I just for what you could pay that, you could just hire a driver.
Yeah, you could hire like a rickshaw for a day for every day of the year.
The cost of petrol at the moment, it'd probably make itself back in about a week.
Exactly, and no petrol in a rickshaw. Right, onto some figures. Alan has made. Look at these.
French.
Are they French?
Yeah,
they are French. Yeah.
See, I'm confused. Don't British wear blue uniforms?
Yeah,
when
they
do.
Their Royal Artillery do. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
God, going out their way to confuse me left, right, and centre.
Look at the shape. Look at the Shako, Steve. The Shako gives it away if they're French or not. It's the shape of the Shako with the blue.
And if you look really carefully, you can see the garlic wafting off them.
Community guideline strike coming my way. I feel. Cheers for that, Dom. So that's they're Alan's. They're Victrix.
Oh, the Victory. Oh, yeah, they got the
Yeah.
bucket. Yeah, they got the bucket there.
Yeah, the Victrix ones.
Very nice.
Oh,
Very crisp on the white and the blue. Very nice.
take the cannons off and magnetize them. Then you get both sets. You can use the mortar as well. There you go.
Sticking with Napoleonics is Andy and his 6mm Bacchus Prussians.
Wow.
I like the big,
Hey.
I like the big splatter on the first base.
Oh,
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
yeah.
It's like some great giant has put a big foot down and squashed them all. Love it.
There was 4 men there, but now there is no more. Yes, I like that.
They look excellent.
Now is that because he lost 4 of those to the Carpet of Doom and can't find them?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's quite
Very
possible.
good question. Yeah.
Yeah, quite possible. The
Yes.
floor monster there.
Yeah,
Sarlacc at them. So we were talking the other week about rigging the boats for the windy boat game.
Mm-hmm.
Alex has been doing it with a Sopwith camel.
Oh, Jesus
That looks
Christ!
lovely. He's mad, but it looks lovely.
He's
Yeah,
mad.
it does. It does look very nice, but I'd like to know what scale that is. Did he mention the scale? Is it probably a 1/72nd? Isn't it? I go a lot of it.
It's a bit bigger than I think it's a bit bigger than what he normally games with.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure. We'll have to ask him. He's on holiday at the moment, so he's probably not going to be in the chat. To commemorate Waterloo, Andy fought a game of
Very nice.
this.
Awesome.
Oh,
Look at
lovely
all
cavalry.
those cavalry.
That's
yeah,
brilliant.
that is
Looks
very
beautiful.
good. Yeah, the
Very
cavalry do look very good.
Yeah, love it.
See, I may not be a fan of painting Napoleonics, but I can certainly appreciate a good battlefield when I see one.
That's the British? Is that lifeguards? Is it?
No, they look like Dragoon Guards.
They're dragoon guards, are they?
They look like
Yeah.
heavy dragoons of some
Yeah,
sort.
heavy dragoons. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. No, hang on.
No, they're French.
They're French. They're Crassiers,
French.
yeah. Oh, now I'm
They're
getting
French.
close to my eyesight. Yeah, because they got red sort of epaulets
red
on them,
epaulets.
haven't they?
Yeah,
But that's
those
British
French
light
ones.
dragoons
How do they-
against Crassiers. Yeah, it is.
That Shaco looks very French though on the British.
No,
and
the
the
light
left.
dragoons are. But they were notorious. Those light dragoons for being shot at friendly fire a lot because everyone thought they were French.
Yeah,
They
Jesus
do look like
Christ! I
French.
thought they were French.
I wasn't really looking at them. I was looking at the Crassiers. I thought they were dragoons, but they're not.
Oh,
They are
Christ.
Crassiers, definitely. Yeah. Crassiers.
Ladies and gents, we seem to have gate crashed button counters anonymous.
It's rather more than a button counter if you get the wrong
Yeah.
nation.
Now these are absolutely fantastic. Dom, you may class these as weird shit, but these are good. These from Carla. Look at those.
Oh,
That
cool,
is
man.
definitely-
Oh, yeah.
I like.
They're for a board game, aren't they? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
okay, it's called Etherfields. Just,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
just. Oh, he's got a penguin with a top hat.
Yeah, no, that's fucking awesome. That needs to come into Burrows and Badgers and change my life. That's that
Just-
there.
I
Awesome.
mean, that centerpiece is insane. That is so good.
Yeah, that is nice.
Well done, Carla. Fantastic work. A bit more Vietnam now from Chris.
Really,
Wow,
Huey.
fantastic.
I really
is-
like the rotors on these.
Yes.
I do like that. That's really cool. You buy. I gather they're add-ons, aren't they?
I think, yeah,
you
lots of
buy
third party do. They made
third party
like
do.
perspex or clear plastic.
Yeah, no, it's really really cool. I think it adds massive amount to it.
I'm really looking forward to getting mine for my Vietnam when Rubicon finally get round to. I think they've been working on the transfers and the decals, and they keep putting teaser things on the Facebook group, and they look really very good.
Yeah.
So going back in time from Vietnam, we've got Daniel and his. Are these called Marian or Marian Romans?
Marion.
Marian, that's it.
Mm.
They're fantastic.
That's late Rome, isn't it? That's late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
late. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Lovely
those-
job with those.
I know, just really really nice.
Are they gripping beast ones?
They look metal, don't they?
They look.
Do you reckon? Oh, has he had to drill those hands out?
That's what I'm just wondering. He's just done an
Yeah.
awesome job without ripping the hands off.
Yeah, no, that is a very good
Brilliant.
job. To be fair, I'll tell you what. I bet they're spiky, but yeah, I don't know what it is with these Romans. The late Romans. They're just not my cup of tea. I don't know. They're just
But
not.
the thing
They're
is,
just
but the
I
thing
like
is,
square
you're comparing.
shields.
Yeah, but you're comparing something that's 350 years later, which is like a bigger difference between ECW and Napoleonic.
Yeah, but
So
then you
in
could say,
terms of
yeah, but
time
then you
period,
could
it's
say
completely
Baron.
different.
Then you could say like Baron's War and Wars of the Roses, couldn't you?
What aren't similar? Yes,
No,
Well, they are.
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
They're not
they
similar
are.
at
They're
all.
both.
They're
They're
not
both,
at all.
They're in armor and they got swords.
Well, you could say that.
So do the
about
Romans.
most
The Romans
periods
are in
when-
armor and have swords.
Yeah, exactly.
The Greeks
That's
are
what
in
I'm
armor
saying.
and
That's
have
what I'm
swords.
saying. I'm comparing them because I don't like the difference. So I would prefer to do Baron's War because I like the armor.
One of
style.
those conversations is under
What, than the Romans?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but I like the early Romans when they're all in with the square shields and the armor, the type of armor they're wearing.
Yeah,
That's what I
you were saying that you preferred the early Romans to the late Romans. I was just saying that the difference is 350 years worth of history.
Oh
So
right, yeah.
it's
I don't
such a
care
big
about
period,
the history.
like-
I just like it.
like,
I just look at the
I'm saying that
I
like
don't give a shit about the history. What, just
Don't
what the
care
guys
about
look
the
like.
history.
You know,
God damn.
I prefer the look of a tiger tank to a testudo, but you know, what that's a completely pointless comparison.
Oh God! Let's get back to some O group goodness from Craig. Yeah, look at these,
Lovely, jabbly.
and look at those lovely, lovely based vehicles at the back as well.
Very good, man. Good man.
Yes. O group and based vehicles.
Tick tick.
You're on the top table, Craig. Top table. Some more 6mm from Felix. He's been working on some 6mm American
yeah.
Civil War.
American
Gettysburg,
War,
isn't
Yes.
The boy is a machine, isn't he?
He is.
I mean, you know, hats off from one painter, extraordinary, you know, in quantity like me and him. I mean, geez, wow, he does a good job.
I mean, the amount. I mean, his Borodino force that he brought to CrackCon. I mean, just so much, but so well painted as well. That's the thing. He just blasts it out. Top stuff, Felix.
Love it.
Wait until Ken finds out they're a West and East room. Fuck off. Fuck off, Matt.
Oh, dearie me. Back to Napoleonics with some Bavarians from Josh.
Lovely.
Oh no! Oh, they are bloody nice. To be fair,
Yeah.
Josh does some great work.
well
doesn't
done,
he?
Josh. Good basing as well.
I
Very
think
well done.
I don't know how he does it, but his Napoleonics, they always pop. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah, man. He's
they
very,
just seem to really pop.
It's the blue. It's the
Yes.
blue. That blue is very electric. It's very nice. I think that is actually the French blue from Vallejo, but it's the air color because I've got the same one, and it's a different color than the other blues for the French that I've ever seen, and it's that very poppy blue. Very nice color.
Very nice. Dom, avert your eyes. We've got some more weird shit. This is from Robin. This
Oh,
is
Yeah,
a
that is some weird shit.
Ogroid. It's a
That's,
Slaneshi Ogroid Myrmidon.
I thought it was coming to fight in the next Wars of the Roses game. I thought that was his reinforcements. I thought that's what I mean, not to cast dispersions on Suffolk, but that looks like it could be. Anyway,
Don't call it lucky then, Robin. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
Just don't call
it very
lucky.
unlucky.
Yeah.
Sorry, that just makes me so happy.
Very Slaneshi looking. I'll give it that.
It
Those
is,
skin
yeah.
tones are absolutely
I
spot on.
love what he's done with that. I really
Yeah.
like as well the I said the base is quite muted compared to the color. Like he hasn't like gone toughed mad on it, and you know like popped all of the just done that because I think that would have probably taken away from it. I just think it looks awesome.
I think it's great. There's no
Very
skulls on the base. No skulls at all. There we go.
I think I broke the comments. People about
Oh God.
about Romans. What about Middle Imperial Romans? They're all right. They're okay.
They're all
They're
They're
right.
okay. No, not quite as good as the early Imperials, but better than the late
they're-
Imperials.
Yeah, but what did the Romans
yeah.
ever do for us? Eh?
But what about the year of 4 emperors? What do you do when there's a year of 4 emperors, Ken? What happens then? Which one do you support?
None support me.
The one that had the square shiz.
Oh dearie me. Up next, some Huskals from Nathan. Look at those.
Oh,
Very,
lovely.
very nice.
I literally cannot wait to get these new Normans, dude. It's just all these axes are just reminding me.
I
Very
think
happy.
Nathan has used that awesome Vallejo basing material there.
That is Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's either that or the stuff the AK stuff.
Yeah, could be the
Either
AK
way.
stuff. Yeah,
Oh, lovely stuff, Nathan.
very nice.
Now, these are a thing after my own heart from Rory. These are counts as Dillac from Necromunda.
Sweet.
So that they're not Games Workshop. I think he said they're can't remember the name of the manufacturer. But they
I've seen these. I have seen these when I Google when you Google it. Oh, they are really
chuffing brilliant. Are they? They are so good. AK, there we go.
Yeah, it was AK.
Yeah, the AK base material. They are just so good.
Yeah, they
Very
are
nice,
man.
As
I
someone
like
that
I like how you got the big guy there.
Yes, the heavies. As someone that ran a very, very unlucky Dillac gang back in the day, I always appreciate a good Dillac gang.
That's very cool.
This is brilliant. This is from Steve. This is his moody monk.
Yes.
And this is for his I think he says he's Oathmark Baron's War. He's using it.
Oh, nice. It's me when I found out the train's delayed.
Is he very, very moody?
Yeah.
That's a cracking figure, that though. Really,
yeah, it's really nice.
Lovely figure. Really good.
One piece metal, I gather.
Angry Tuck. Bit more old group this time from Tim. He's been working on his BAF, his British Expeditionary Force. Look at those.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So I think
Tim
what he's built
has got the addiction as well, hasn't he?
Oh, he has indeed. Yeah, he's
a
been
raffle win.
flying through them. I think as well as from the bottom right, I think he's making his battalion HQ there because he's got a little thing to put his dice in it for his battalion orders.
Looks like it.
And it's just great to seeing people basing vehicles for O Group as well. Oh.
Yeah, quality.
I got a game of Bolt Action tomorrow night, and I think it's going to be my make or break game for whether or not I ever play it again after what happened last time I played.
What country are you?
British. Paras, 750 points. Nothing with an armor value of more than 7. And
what trait are you taking?
I usually take Blood Curdling Scream so I can just batter people in close combat.
Yeah, you don't take a lot of rifles.
No, I'm very SMG heavy, so I've got to get up there very quickly.
Don't take bloody rapid fire then.
No. I'm going in with. Basically, my plan is to put them all in Bren carriers and just rush him in the face and then charge him.
He's not watching this tonight, is he?
Well, if he is, he probably knows that's what I'm going to do anyway. So, after what happened last time with my Dutch resistance squad, where they ran out ahead and then I foobarred and shot them all.
Don't forget your forward observer you get as well.
Yeah, no, he comes out. I used the salute miniature you got for free a couple of years ago with the dog. Like
I
used him.
The guy on the beach,
the beach commander or whatever it is.
Yeah, he was perfect for that. Sorry, I digress.
Oh, look at one last thing left, and it's from Tony, and it's this. Look at that.
Oh,
Sylvaneth
cool,
Tree Lord.
That's very cool.
That's big.
Is that a pioneer ready to chop it down?
Do you know what? They're one of the few armies in Age of Sigmar that I think came out of it better than
the Wood
Elves.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because the Wood Elves were all just looked like High Elves, but everyone painted them yellow and brown, and that was about it. And then they just got rid of that side of it.
They weren't unique, were they?
They made them all like ethereal, and I think they've done quite. Plus, also they make awesome models for like pretty much any game system. So where you need creepy trees.
Yeah, true.
Creepy trees. Can't go wrong with a creepy tree, really, can you?
No, you can't.
No. Well, gentlemen, it's almost that time. We're at 21:59, and
wow,
what a
smash!
Thought-provoking Monday evening it's been. I'm actually surprised from the amount of people in the comments who actually enjoy kit bashing. I thought people have been a bit more. No, I prefer my metal miniatures untouched, unscathed, and as nature intended them, without tufts and
unsullied.
Yes, unsullied miniatures.
Yeah.
So next week we are on Brother Ken's channel.
We are.
Can you remember what you picked?
Is it Inspiration?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
He said that without moving his lips. Amazing.
Yeah.
God. That was like some kind of ventriloquism then. That was brilliant. Yeah, so next week we'll be over on
mind control.
We'll all be catching up in the fiddle yard next week to discuss inspiration.
Yeah. I might even come live. You never know. I could come if the weather keeps all right. I might come live from the fiddle yard. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
You have to.
I imagine the local constabulary will be informed. So yes. So keep a lookout for next week's mysterious location where we'll be.
There'll be something going up on the group because I'm going to try and get some participation from the audience as well. So if you could just check out the Facebook group, there'll be a little poll going up there. And if you could let us know what you think, that'd be cool.
Brilliant.
Nicely done.
Awesome. Remember, if you ordered the dice, the orders are all in. And thank you very much. They hopefully will be with us soon.
Sweet.
Top stuff. As always, thanks to everyone that's watching this on the catch up. If you like the stream, give it a like. It helps us with the algorithm, gets all our channels out there in the YouTube ether. Don't forget to check out, if you're on Spotify, check out Yorkshire Gamers Reap Big podcast, because there's two really strange, there's two really strange blokes on this one. Right couple of weirdos, honestly. I don't know where he found those. I really don't.
No.
Couple of
and the Plastic Crap playlist is on Spotify as well.
Oh, yes, and the Plastic Crap playlist. There's some, if you like Slayer or Country and Western or
Michael Bublé.
Oh, Michael Bublé.
I named a Metallica song earlier, and you guys were well proud.
I was, Ken. I was very proud of you for knowing a Metallica song, especially an obscure one like No Leaf Clover. So well done. Anyway, we're into overtime. It's 2 minutes past 10. Massive thank you to everyone for showing up and partaking in some quality hobby chat. Like I mentioned before, we'll see you all next week over on Ken's channel, where we'll be discussing inspiration. So we shall see you all soon. See you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.